In our last video, we learned the median retirement saving in America is only about $185,000. Many of you commented that you were near this number. This leads to the most important question. How long will $200,000 really last if you retire at age 60? The answer is not 10 years or 20 years. The answer depends on two retirement killers that most people forget: inflation and withdrawal rate. Let's run the data. Here are the rules for our first simulation. We start with $200,000. We retire at age 60. We'll assume the market gives us a fair 6% average annual growth, and we will use the famous 4% rule for withdrawals. This means you withdraw $8,000 in your first year of retirement, and then you adjust that same amount for inflation every single year after. So, when does the money run out? Let's run scenario 1, low inflation. We'll assume a normal historical inflation of 3%. Your $8,000 withdrawal in year 1 becomes $8,240 in year 2, then $8,487 in year 3. You are withdrawing slightly more each year to keep up with costs, while your investments are still growing at 6%. In this scenario, the data shows your $200,000 runs out at age 78, 18 years. For many, that is not enough. But what if inflation doesn't go back to normal? What if it stays high, at 5%? This is the stress test. Let's run scenario 2, high inflation. Everything is the same, $200,000, 6% growth, but at 5% inflation, your costs rise much faster. Your $8,000 becomes $8,400, then $8,820. You are forced to pull more money out of your investment sooner, leaving less money to grow. Do you think a 5% inflation rate is realistic or pessimistic? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. The data is clear. The drain on your account accelerates. In this stress test, your $200,000 runs out completely by age 72. Look at this comparison. You go broke at age 72 instead of age 78. The only difference between those two outcomes was inflation. This is the silent retirement killer no one plans for. So the data shows $200,000 is not enough to survive long-term inflation, even with the 4% rule. It buys you 12 to 18 years maximum. This isn't to scare you, it's to prepare you. So what is the safe number? What happens if we run this exact same simulation with $500,000? Subscribe to the Pre-Retiree plan and click the like button if you found this data useful. In our next video, we run the $500,000 simulation. We run the data so you can see the facts.